A blind Boston Terrier.
Has two dogs.
For a hearing impaired and a sight impaired pair of
One is blind, one is deaf.
Now, just in case any of us were left with any doubt, that Sarah was the conductor of that symphony that Lana performed for her pre-sentencing. That is what tells us, because only Sarah Boone is tone deaf enough to sit through that trial like we all did, see that video of her coaching George, and think that it is a good idea to remind anyone of those two dogs. Only Sarah Boone. Because she has an ability to completely dismiss or not even pick up on any human emotion, reaction, instincts. Just, she's still on the dog thing. Still on it. I don't think I've ever known anyone personally who has gotten a pet in order to manipulate others. And speaking of Sarah's inability to read any human cues or feel any real human emotion, I found this clip, which I got sidetracked a little bit because I didn't understand. Somehow and maybe I'm the last person to do this and everyone knows what he's saying and how this went, but I picked up on this and now I show it to you. I almost felt sorry for Owens in that moment, and that's not saying that much because I feel sorry for even a fleeting moment. I will feel sympathy for pretty horrible people, but never Sarah Boone, which says a lot about Sarah Boone, in my opinion. That was very interesting to me, of course, because, well, I just thought it was really funny, actually. And then I went on and made captions for anything that I understood, that I could make out, and let's watch it. Now, first of all, Sarah, if they've been screaming at you about that overflowing box of crap that you've got, why didn't you get rid of it? Or why didn't you talk to someone about helping you out with it, not the day of, the last minute? She obviously knew she was not coming back. She packed her belongings and left them at the officer's desk or whatever. She's got friends there. They don't have property spaces that they can put it in. She has to get, she calls everyone she treats like Brian. And if they don't Brian up, she hates them. It's just incredible. And I mean, Billy Lane doesn't have any skin in the game. I hope he's getting paid for every single thing he does for her or sells that box on eBay, because just disgusting. She's so disgusting. And of course, she's got an overflowing paper towel box of crap in her, whatever, her bunk. Just how many times was she told about the fire hazards? And yes, I would be very happy to comply. And I need a so disgusting. Can you imagine what that townhome would have looked like if they drank red wine? Now, I've said this before about Sarah, but it is almost impressive how little she has managed to learn in her 5 years of incarceration. Yes, Sarah, you're being sent. This is your sentencing. What? They found you guilty after an hour, probably a half an hour, because they ate for half an hour, and now you're being sentenced. What do you think, you were going to go on a pre-sentencing cruise after this? Just, I don't know what she's doing. And well, I have a feeling what she's doing in jail. She's just schmoozing with all of her little buddies there and being nasty to the ones that she can get away with it. And now we're back to Lana. Thank you to Barbara for reminding me, or telling me how you felt, which reminded me the thought that I also had, which is it's very possible that Lana is in love with Sarah. But that does not help me answer the question as to why. As a matter of fact, that is a bigger why. Because if you're going to pick for anyone with whom to fall in love with from afar, and I also would like to clarify that just because I am not saying nasty things about Lana does not mean I'm putting her on a pedestal. But I have to tell you that it gives me boundless joy that the only even slight pushback I ever get in the comments is when I don't say nasty things about someone. And that is how I know that you are my people. I just feel like Lana's not a criminal. She's ill, and she didn't we have no shortage of people to say nasty shit about. In the true crime community, we have a plethora, an endless supply of horrible people. I don't, I can't, I mean, Lana wanted to befriend Sarah. I'm very curious about the psychology of that. But other than that, I want her to live and be happy and as healthy as she can be. So there's that. But I do appreciate where your sentiments lie. And I thought it was funny in Lana's statement when she says that people call Sarah a Karen, just because the term Karen is kind of funny to me. And also, of all the things, it's true, I know she was called a Karen, but it's funny how that is like just as bad as calling her a murderer and a narcissist. And last night, I ordered a salad to be delivered, and I asked for the dressing on the side. And when it came, there was no dressing. Not on the side, not on the salad, nowhere. And I was hungry, so I was pissed when I opened it, and I was like, oh, God damn it, because I mean, it's a salad. So, like, without salad dressing, not good at all. I don't have salad dressing in my home. So I was like, fuck, and I thought maybe I didn't order the dressing, and then I was like, maybe I should check my order and then leave a comment, like a review or call them, whatever. I mean, I'm never going to do that for a few reasons. One is it's work that, and for what? I mean, right after I do that, if I did that immediately, I would feel bad, because I'd be like, these people are trying to make a living. They have a business they're trying to run, and I don't have to step in there with, and I mean, they didn't leave my salad. I mean, that's a problem you are very lucky to have. If it's the worst thing that happened to me yesterday, and it was, I'll take it. But it got me thinking, of course, about Sarah Boone, because now that I know about Sarah Boone, that's how I think through the lens of Sarah Boone about almost everything. And I thought, it's interesting that really, because when I think of the process of going through that, where I'm going to first check my order and then make the review, for one thing, a Karen is not checking her order because she knows it's not her fault. That wouldn't even, and it doesn't matter. That's not even, that would never, the point is she didn't get the dressing she wanted. Whether or not she asked for it is not even the issue. Then you have to take the energy, and we're talking about Sarah, who would, I mean, is, well, we've seen her reviews of the judge and all of her accountants, and I mean all of her attorneys and all of that. So she puts a lot of energy into that. Wouldn't crack open that box of discovery she carried on about for 5 years. But everything else, she would have the energy to write that bad review. And then I realized that the term Karen is really a term for somebody who is, in a seemingly kind of not dangerous way, a sadist, because they're people who they enjoy causing other people either embarrassment or loss or pain, or just, to write a bad review is something that a lot of us would really hesitate before doing it, because it's just not nice, and because we have a general idea of how the world works, and the fact that I'm ordering a salad to be delivered because I'm too lazy to go get anything. I just feel like, sure, they didn't do this on purpose, because they were like, oh, don't send this one, there's salad dressing, just, because this way maybe she'll write us a bad review and our business will suffer because of it. So I had that thought about just the personality type of a Karen, and how it really does speak to the sadist quality of Sarah, and probably a lot, if not all, of the people like that. Now, it is a more benign form of sadism, and it's not, as long as you leave it at that, it's not hurting anyone, but it tells you a lot about that personality type. So the only other thing I can think of is that Lana just has a weird kink for middle-aged women who look like pet rocks and have zero sympathy for anyone else. I mean, there are all kinds of weird fetishes out there. I'm not going to Google that one because I'm scared of what I'll find, but I'm sure it exists. And the other thought I had in closing is that Lana also has the freedom. I mean, this is a very low risk, low commitment relationship, if she so chooses to she can just hang up the phone and be done with it. You can block her number, not look at her mail. I don't even know how much mail she'll get from her, considering she's probably the only source of envelopes and pens at this point. And be done with it. She's not going to run into her at the supermarket, And maybe that's what she'll do. I don't know. I want to know what's going on there. I know they're supposedly are on a break or something. And I mean, not that I just would like to know if anyone has any information. We'll see. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.